How's it? Today's Tuesday, December 8th, and it's a day after I hurt my elbow. Um, I'm sure, well, I definitely remember it, where I lost a snatch to the back, and I definitely didn't feel super great last night. So today was was modified. You could see there on that note that ordinarily I would have overhead press for like a heavy, work up to a heavy triple or whatever, and I was working up to some body weight presses for reps, but yeah, that's not happening today. So I just focus on getting my squats done. So we're working up to a set of 4 at 155. Last week was a set of 3. Sorry, a set of 5 at 150. So 150 for 5, 155 for 4. Next week will be 160 for 3, 165 for 2 after, and then 170 for 1, hopefully. So here's my set of 4. I think I felt really awkward on this, but once I started getting to the down sets at 140, my technique started to dial in a lot more. I think I'm just a little bit too too upright. Uh, like I think for the down sets, I started leaning forward a little bit more when I ended up getting down to the hole. So I think that helps me quite a bit. Um, as far as how everything is going for my squat, I think my squat is progressing pretty well, given my where I started. So you can see here there I kind of pitched myself forward a little bit. I know that's not the best way to start the squat, but it felt a lot better. It felt more natural. I felt like I was able to keep tension through my hips significantly more. So that's something that I think I need to think about. I think if I have the bar placed a little bit lower on my back, I'm going to be forced to lean more forward anyway. And I think that is the ideal squat angle for me. I think this set here, the fourth set, this is my best set if I recall. Yeah, so like I'm able to push out of the hole really well. My knees don't really cave in whatsoever. And I think this one, the bar placement was the lowest on my back. So after that, again, as I mentioned earlier, normally I would do some heavy sets of overhead press, but today I Steve wanted me to take it a little bit easier, so I just did some overhead press with 20 and then 40. So I did 4 sets of 10, one at 20 and then 3 at 40. And the thing I noticed the most is that once if the bar is in the palm of my hand, like closer to my wrist, then my my elbow isn't as stressed. And so if the bar gets rolls to the fingers, my fingertips, then that's the area where it starts to get a little bit iffy, and it feels like my elbow is pretty unhappy with how that position is. I think when I think about how the snatch works, like typically I try to keep the bar in my hand, but in order for me to get good overhead position, I think a lot of times I rely on that little wrist roll, and so that's something I need to be aware of. I think that it's something that I can fix, and so I'm pretty okay with how it feels today. After that, I did my barbell squat jumps, my tempo split squats, and then I did some banded tricep pushdowns. So these feel really good here. These, and um, I'm really optimistic about how things have been going. I I'm definitely still very tentative, but like it's definitely not as bad as it was a couple years ago. So that's where it is today. Thank you for watching. Shoots.